outlined for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Oh, hey, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. My main man right over there is Mr. Tyrone A. Johnson. Great to have you here for a Divisional Round Football Friday.
That's right.
But we start baseball today because sports fans are up in arms today that Kyle Tucker did not sign with the New York Mets. We're here in New York doing the show. He didn't sign with the New York Yankees. We're here in New York doing the show. He didn't sign with the Toronto Blue Jays. We're here in Toronto doing the show. He does sign with the LA Dodgers. We're here in LA doing the show. And now people think baseball is broken. All of a sudden, if the New York Yankees don't get the highest priced guy in the market, if the New York Mets, with the wealthiest owner in baseball, don't get the highest priced guy in the market, then for some reason, all of a sudden, baseball is now broken. The LA Dodgers are now the villain of Major League Baseball, and baseball's better off for it. Because now everybody hates LA, everybody's gunning for LA, and LA is now running circles around the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Phillies. Pick your favorite major market team. Yep. And while long-term, it's going to result in a major lockout a year from now, in the moment, I think baseball's loving it.
Yep.
Because remember, from a Met perspective, this was supposed to be you guys when Steve Cohen bought the team. Matter of fact, it's the one thing that everyone in baseball was afraid of happening, that Steve Cohen, the wealthiest individual owner of a Major League Baseball franchise, was going to flex. That's me flexing.
Flexing, yeah.
I guess
if you had popped the shirt off, it would have, but you were flexing. No, we're good.
I was flexing. That's right.
Flexing,
That's exactly right. That he was going to flex his financial muscles and just buy every free agent on the planet. Mm-hmm. Well, the Mets haven't really done anything this offseason, and now they lost the guy that they had made a crazy offer to the LA Dodgers.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, for the record, just because some people were questioning it, the way Cohen is the richest, followed by
as an individual.
No, he's the richest. Period.
Yeah, I'm saying, but like
number two is as a group is Toronto.
Right.
Number three then goes down to the partners for the Dodgers. So he is still the richest, even when they combine the money.
Got it.
He's the richest. I just want to make sure, but he's not acting like it.
Let me tell you what they did, though. The New York Mets offered Kyle Tucker, who was the best non-pitcher available, this particular free agency period. They offered him a 4-year contract. All right, they offered him $55 million a year. All right, the initial offer was 50. They upped it to 55.
Okay.
The New York Mets also offered him a $70 million signing bonus. So right out of the gate, stroke a $70 million check. And everybody thought that was crazy. And everybody thought that that would get it done, because Kyle Tucker is not worth $55 million a year. And then here come the LA Dodgers, and they give him 60. 4-year deal, $240 million.
Yes, and I love it.
Wow.
And here's the other part. For the Mets fans that are out there, right, and I admit I'm a Phillies fan, full disclosure, but
right.
I don't like how some Mets fans reacted because it's a loser's mentality. They go, oh, that's too much money. Well, duh, obviously it is. But here's the difference. Now the Dodgers have the player and you don't.
Correct.
Why do you care about somebody else's money? The bottom line is the Dodgers got the player. And if you looked at it last year, while they did win the World Series, they were not invincible. They needed to improve their lineup.
They should have lost the World Series.
They improved their lineup today. I don't care how much it costs. Meanwhile, Mets, Phillies, I'm a Phillies fan. They haven't improved their lineup either. They brought some guys back.
Right.
The bottom line is the Dodgers are going out there and getting the players. And everybody else is complaining about how it costs too much. That's how much it costs to actually win.
Right.
That's how much it costs.
I'm with you. And by the way, this is what Steve Cohen was supposed to do.
Yep.
And if you're a Met fan today, there's two sides of it. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you can't be mad at Steve Cohen. He made a ridiculous offer to a player at $55 million a year. There's an opt-out after 2. There's an opt-out after 3. But here's the reality.
Yeah.
You should be mad at him.
Of course.
Because the only thing that was going to make him different than the Wilpons, who owned the Mets previously, was that he was willing to write the biggest check possible to get every great free agent. And he didn't.
He didn't.
And then you add to that the fact, and again, for those of you that don't follow baseball or don't follow New York baseball, I'll just walk you through real quick. The New York Mets had a homegrown player. The New York Mets had a guy named Pete Alonso, who's the all-time home run leader in New York Mets history. He passed Darryl Strawberry this past year. The New York Mets said no to giving him $110 million and said yes to giving Kyle Tucker $55 a year for a total of $220. So double what Pete Alonso would have signed for when they had a chance to sign him. So Met fans are saying to themselves, now wait a minute. You didn't want to bring Pete Alonso back for $110, right?
Right.
You offered Kyle Tucker $220 and you got outbid by a rival. Because, again, National League, if you want to go to the World Series, you have to get past the LA Dodgers.
Right.
The LA Dodgers showed you what you're alluding to, that the cost be damned. We are trying to build the best baseball team possible, and we're going to do it with a lot of deferred money. Good for them. Creative way of doing it.
Right.
It's allowed in baseball. Baseball doesn't shun you for doing deferred money. That's on you, right?
Right.
And the Dodgers said, we want to become a better baseball team. And whatever it costs us, we'll swallow it. The Mets said, we want to become a better baseball team, but not at any cost. And that was supposed to be the Steve Cohen difference. And frankly, it's not.
No, you're absolutely right about that. And you have to add on that now the Mets are weaker in the bullpen. And who's stronger? The Dodgers, who
they
took
stole
the
Diaz
best
from him.
closer.
Right.
Like, to me, this shows a fundamental thing of who really wants to win and who wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's one thing when it's the owners talking in their private meetings, but I find it disgusting when fans do it, because what does that get you? If you sit there now on your high horse and go, well, the Dodgers spent too much money and that guy doesn't deserve that, how does that help you as a Mets fan? You as a Phillies fan? You as a fan of anybody else? How does that help you win when the Dodgers get the player every year? Every year they get the guys. Every year.
And by the way, that used to be what the Yankees did.
That's what they did for years.
And for most of the decade of the 90s, the rub in baseball was it's not fair. You know, George Steinbrenner and the Yankees, they're willing to overpay every single player.
Yep.
They get every major free agent. They could trade for A-Rod and give him a crazy deal.
They got Giambi. They got everybody along that way.
Field's not fair. The Yankees are the evil empire, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And the Yankees did do that. And when the Yankees did it, they won a lot of World Series.
They did.
And the Dodgers sat back and said, that's an interesting way to conduct business. If we have the money and we spend the money, we have a better chance than not of winning the
Absolutely.
World Series, and that's why the Dodgers are now poised for a three-peat.
Yeah.
Now, no guarantee they're going to win 3 in a row, but the LA Dodgers right now, rightfully so, are the prohibitive favorites to be in the World Series against the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the whomevers.
Yeah.
Right? And everybody else out there can bitch and moan about, baseball's broken and it's not fair and, small market teams can't compete. By the way, that last statement might be accurate. If you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Cincinnati Reds, other teams like that, you can't offer Kyle Tucker $240 million over 4 years. And that's fine. But the last time I checked, every owner of every baseball team is a billionaire.
All of them.
They choose not to spend money. They choose to take the handout from teams that are over the luxury tax. Now, yes, there are some owners who have a lot more money than other owners. Mm-hmm. But if every owner wanted to have a $300 million payroll, they have the ability to do it. They choose not to do it. So is baseball broken? No.
Oh.
Are players making more than they deserve? Yes, some of them do. Not all of them. And the only way for this to be quote-unquote corrected is what's going to happen a year from now. There is not going to be baseball a year from now.
Yeah.
Because the baseball union will never sign up for a salary cap. And that is the only thing to ultimately save the sport that would allow Pirates, Reds, Cardinals, Tampa, those teams to actually compete on a regular basis. Now, every once in a while, a team like that, finds a little nugget.
They can pop up.
And they make a little run, and it's a great little story.
The Royals did it. That was great in a not-so-distant past.
2015 Royals won the World Series, right?
So they pop up.
So it happens from time to time.
Cleveland pops up.
Yes.
They're usually good, actually.
Yeah.
They don't break through, but they're usually good.
But baseball is not broken. It's not broken. And you could say a guy's not worth X amount of dollars all you want. The Mets thought he was worth $55 million a year. So an extra $5 million on top of that is not crazy.
No.
It's not crazy. The Blue Jays apparently were offering a 10-year deal for like $400 million. So if you want to cry about it, cry at your owner. Don't cry at baseball, and don't be mad at the LA Dodgers.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Aaron Rodgers' season and maybe career comes to an end. But I want to start by saying this. We always go to the losing team, it feels like, first sometimes. And I know we're going to spend a lot of time on Pittsburgh. But I think Houston's live, right, man? Like, I mean, if they're going to play that kind of defense next week, they're going to beat New England too.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Hey, are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Hey, we're back. Sorry, I got caught asking a question there. I apologize for that. I did notice that big NFL story yesterday, and then a lot of these fake Twitter sites came up and started going crazy with it. Is that Sam Darnold strained his oblique? I don't think we have obliques, but
we have obliques.
Do we have an oblique? I have an oblique.
Obliques in your side, yeah.
Over here?
Yeah, it's
oh,
in
I
your
call
side
that a
up
love
there.
handle.
No,
I
it's
didn't
up
realize
there.
that's
I
something
believe
else.
it's a little higher.
Oh.
It does affect you if you throw it.
Does it?
It can.
Anyway.
Line hasn't moved. It's still us. Seahawks -7.
So Drew Lock's the backup quarterback in Seattle.
Yeah.
He's a journeyman quarterback. He ain't very good. Sam Darnold, of course, who had the horrendous Week 18 game last year when they lost to Detroit, and then had the horrendous Week 1 playoff game against the Rams, is now out to prove that he is a money quarterback. But now they've built an excuse for him. He's got an oblique problem.
Oblique problem, yeah.
And I know he came out yesterday and said, yes, I felt something throwing just on air. Means no defense or anything like that. But he said, I'll be okay to go this weekend in the playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers. But it sounds to me like somebody's setting the stage for a poor performance for Sam Darnold. And an excuse has now been built into the poor performance. He strained an oblique.
No.
That's all this is. This is damage control in advance of the damage.
Well, that's pathetic.
Niners by 10.
No. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'll make my picks at the end of the program. But the Seahawks, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
At home and you can't talk injuries. You can't talk injuries when you're playing the 49ers who have 1 billion injuries.
Yes.
You can't do it. You can't talk injury when you're playing tonight.
No Fred Warner.
Right.
No George Kittle.
Right.
They're missing a lot of guys. Trent Williams banged up, but he's going to play.
Apparently, though, Warner is practicing. If the 49ers were to win, he likely could return,
back.
but he's not playing tomorrow.
Look, they split their 2 games this year. That Week 1, San Francisco won. It was a close game, but they won. You saw what Seattle did to them in Week 18.
Suffocated.
Embarrassed them.
Yeah.
Made Brock Purdy look bad, and that defense was all over the place. I think that plays to San Francisco's advantage, having just played and lost to Seattle. Sam Darnold, who has had moments where he's brilliant, has had moments where he throws 4 interceptions in a game. But the fact that they put out the story and didn't hide it, all right, because a lot of teams, if your quarterback gets hurt, a day or 2 before a playoff game, you don't want anybody to know.
You don't say anything.
Because you don't want them targeting an injury and trying to get a little extra shot in there, to affect it, right? I think they've lost the battle, Seattle. I think Seattle lost this game when they put out the news that Sam Darnold hurt his oblique and I guess didn't finish the practice yesterday. Now, to Sam's credit, he said, I'm playing, I'm going to be fine, not a big deal, just felt something that felt off, throwing like pat and go routes, and I'm going to be fine. But if you put it out there, you're putting an excuse out there. You're already telling your fan base, which is already nervous about San Francisco fans buying tickets, which I'll get to in a second. You're telling them, don't get your hopes up. We know what Sam Darnold does in a playoff game. We know what Sam does in a big spot. I think, what's crazy about that is, and again, I don't gamble, but I do pay attention to what teams are favored by. Because sometimes it gives you some ideology about what you might expect in the game or why the Vegas odds makers think a certain way. So it's a valuable tool to use when you look at a game. The spread hasn't moved an inch.
At all.
Which, in a weird way, you could read into that, I guess, depending how you want to read into it, you could read into that Sam Darnold's not worth a point. Right?
That it's about the defense, it's about the running game, it's about everything but
that
Sam
Seattle's going to beat San Francisco on those 2 things.
Right.
A great defense. They do have a great defense, and they have 2 guys who can run the rock.
Really good.
All right?
Good offensive line.
Yeah. So if Sam Darnold is hurt and might not be able to play, how does that spread not change?
Doesn't move at all.
Sam Darnold's not worth a point.
It's that.
Not a single point.
That's one way to look at it.
That's how I look at it.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. The other thing could be, this is a BS story. There's no
that
there.
They're putting it out there Fugazi style.
Yeah, there's no there.
Playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah, that now.
But then Sam Darnold talking about it.
He talked about it, but he said, "I'm going to play," and you put that out there. So that's what's weird. The line not moving.
I think that's an indictment on Sam Darnold's ability.
It could be, but if they're that good to where the quarterback doesn't matter, then they're going to win the game.
Well, I guess that's the other side way to look at it.
So if that's the case, Darnold's going to throw the ball 16 times. They're going to run the ball, control the clock,
right?
and win just with that defense.
Yeah, look, I want San Francisco to win this game because I'm friends with Robert Saleh.
There you go.
And I'd like to see him advance, another round.
Well, he might, but if they were to lose, he might be a head coach by Wednesday.
Well, I know he interviewed in Arizona yesterday,
Just
right?
yesterday, last night.
That's always a weird thing.
Out of nowhere, by the way.
Like, isn't it a weird thing? Like, I don't think you should interview while you're in the middle of a playoff run.
You probably shouldn't. But it wasn't an in-person interview. It was on Zoom.
Oh, it was a Zoom thing?
Zoom thing.
He didn't fly to Arizona?
No, he didn't fly to Arizona. He did all his practice things, and then afterwards he sat down for a couple hours on Zoom.
As a human being, like if you and I are doing this show right now, right? Let's say that after the show, so your responsibilities to me in this show are over, and you've done them. Let's say at 2 o'clock this afternoon, you're interviewing for a sports talk job in L.A.
Man, I've interviewed for tons of jobs. No, I'm just playing.
But like that, there's no way you can do this show and not have that in the back of your mind. You have to.
In the back of the mind, you're probably right. But it actually also could focus you for this reason. I would assume in that scenario you laid out, which isn't a real one, but let's say it was, they're watching the show.
So you figure I better be at my best because they're checking me out.
Same thing to me applies to Saleh.
So you think Robert Saleh's like, look, I know what I do anyway, but Arizona's going to be watching closer. I got to make sure my defensive game plan is perfect.
Perfect.
By the way, solid take.
That kind of thing to me, I think it's buttoned up. Yeah. And the other reason I say that it's probably not a big issue is the last time he was DC and he ended up getting a head coaching job, the defense did very well, and he interviewed.
They were top 10.
And he interviewed for multiple jobs that year. He was kind of in demand before he got that job.
I think actually Philadelphia wanted him too at the time.
Quite a few teams at that time interviewed him. So I don't think it's an issue with him. Perhaps if he was less seasoned, though, absolutely. He's a pretty seasoned guy at this point.
Yeah, I just think Sam Darnold, it's so weird to me. Like, if you go back last year, the two biggest games of the year for Minnesota were the last game of the year. They're playing for the #1 seed, and he was embarrassingly bad against Detroit. And then the playoff game, they had to go to L.A. and play the Rams, and we got the same crap. And Minnesota was like, where's the guy that almost threw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns? Where'd that guy go?
Get the hell out.
I think, like, Sam Darnold's been this great reclamation project and is well deserving of the money he makes. And he's the franchise quarterback, rightfully so, in Seattle for the next 3, 4, 5 years. But I do think there's a monkey on his back.
It is.
And that monkey is, big game legacy. He's played in 2 big games in his career. And he lost both of them, and he was the cause or reason why they lost. And now they're setting him up for, let us explain to you why Sam Darnold had a bad game. Oh, I'm all over San Francisco. I hope you are too when you make your picks. This is a Niner rout.
The outlines for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Card Show. We're back on Twitter now, too. So Twitter was down. There's some Cloudflare outages, something like that. Been a strange week. With Verizon and now Twitter and people going crazy. I loved it, by the way. When we had like 8 hours where Verizon, if you're a Verizon customer, and they obviously got us back up and give everyone a $20 discount, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I love the fact that I had an afternoon with no phone. That was great. That was like my childhood. That was old school. I know people like you were like, oh my God, I can't live without my phone.
How'd you think
I loved it.
I didn't get my first cell phone until I was like a freshman in college.
I know your parents. Your parents raised you as a bougie kid, you and your brother Tiny.
Bougie.
And you guys had flip phones when you were in elementary school.
They didn't exist when I was in elementary school.
I've known
They
you
didn't
and your
exist.
brother for a
Yeah,
long
you
time.
have, yeah.
And you both had flip phones because your parents loved you, and your parents are wonderful people, and they got their bougie kids flip phones.
Flip phones didn't
in
exist.
Fifth grade.
So in 1990,
That's
in
right.
91, we had flip phones.
That's where I got my first
There was
one.
no phones
when I
didn't
was an
flip then.
adult.
Phones didn't flip then. Those were those big brick phones. Those are big brick phones.
I will tell you this. My favorite phone of all time.
Yeah.
All right? Because I go back to, I guess, the first mainstream commercially sold cell phone. And I would trade my iPhone today if I could go back in time and get the Nextel walkie-talkie phone.
I remember when you had that phone. You loved that phone. You had the black one. It came in a bunch of colors. I remember that phone. No, you know what I would go back
You
to?
could walkie-talkie people in like Alaska.
Anywhere.
And it went boop, boop, boop.
Yep,
I
every
love
time.
that phone.
My favorite was, I wish I could still have my BlackBerry, and BlackBerry Messenger never got hacked, ever.
Never. I tell you
Ever.
what.
Never got hacked.
When the BlackBerry was going out of business, the iPhone kind of put them out of
Yeah,
business.
they did.
The first iPhone I had, they sold an aftermarket BlackBerry keyboard to slide
connect to
onto
it.
the iPhone.
I used to be nice with the
because
BlackBerry
we used to love
keyboard.
that BlackBerry keyboard.
I used to be a beast with that keyboard. That was my favorite phone.
Yeah, the BlackBerry?
The BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I would go, if they would bring that back out,
You'd go back?
I'd absolutely go back.
I think I'm too iPhone in
I
now.
needed to have all the features.
Yeah.
But if I could have that keyboard back,
Keyboard was dope.
the keyboard was tremendous.
Keyboard was everything about that phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask you a question real fast, not
Yeah,
related to
go
this.
ahead, yeah.
How young is too young to be a head coach? Now, there's a reason I'm asking. Like, if you we've be in their younger 30s, but
Sean McVay,
right? But
I think he was the youngest, like 33, maybe
yes.
4 or something.
Well, the Browns are now interviewing one of his assistants.
I saw that kid, the passing game coordinator.
30 years old.
Yeah.
Nathan Shieldhouse.
Yeah.
Now, he's been a coach from he's already been a coach 8 years. Wow. He's 30.
Yeah.
Is that too young to be an NFL
funny.
head coach?
I saw his picture today.
He looks like he's 12.
If I based it on the picture, and I've never heard him speak, so he might have a very authoritative, voice and command a room, speaking to a group of type A badass adults. Based on the picture, I would not hire him.
Okay.
Because, like you said, he looks like he's 10.
He looks like he's
He looks like he's in elementary school.
Yes.
But if you told me, look, obviously he's very well thought of, right?
Very well thought of.
He's the passing game coordinator for what's by arguably one of the best coaches, about the best coach in football. Yeah. So I respect his tree and the fact that this kid must be money.
And not to cut you off, at 26, he was basically head coach in waiting at Iowa State.
Okay.
And the NFL basically pulled him away from that.
All right.
He could have very well been the Iowa State head coach there if he stayed.
I don't think there's an age. I think in your 20s. There might be a kid out there that's, can command a room in speaking, but you have to remember who you're talking to.
Right.
And the reality is that you're talking to mercenaries. You're talking to Navy SEALs. You're talking to, special force operators. You are talking to trained killers, basically.
Right.
An NFL player is a different cat. An NFL player is on average, 6'3", 235 killing machine. And those guys don't suffer any fools or any emasculating, woke, soft type of dude in their locker room. So if you tell me that this guy has a deep authoritative voice or came from like a military family and knows how to talk the talk and walk the walk, I don't care how old the kid is. 25 works for me too, right?
Okay.
My concern is that I only saw his picture because he looks like he's really thin. right? Like 130 pounds soaking wet.
He's put on some weight.
He looks like he's 15 years
old.
old.
He's a little bit bigger.
So if that guy walked in front of a group of 53 killing machines, and he comes in like, "Hey fellas, I just want to walk you through the analytical, direction of the team," then he's got no shot. But if he comes in and he's like, "Listen, men, this is how things are gonna go," then I don't care how old the guy is. Guys respect guys. Period. Stop.
I got you.
And that's so. Based on his look, I'd be concerned. But I've never heard the man speak, and maybe that dude commands a room in a manner that grown assassins would say, "I'd go to war for that guy."
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe his first phone
Yeah.
was an iPhone.
Probably an iPhone, yes, no doubt about it. That's right. So, but look, he's obviously well thought of.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Obviously, 2 games tomorrow. Bills, Denver, 4:30. Then we get Niners, Seattle, 8 o'clock. Sunday, we start off at 3 o'clock with Houston, New England. And then I love a Sunday 6:30 game. I'm all about it. Rams and Bears. We'll go over those games with you in just 1 second. But, excuse me, I also want to point out that for those of you that like the fight game like I do and Tyrone does, UFC on Paramount.
Yes.
That deal starts this weekend. It's the first Paramount deal, and no more pay-per-views. I think the White House one will be a pay-per-view event.
Okay.
So there might be a couple pay-per-views still. But UFC Paramount. And it's interesting because, Paddy the Baddy is the main card fight. He's one of the more popular guys now. But there's a guy fighting Sean O'Malley. And I was hoping maybe you could help me out, Tyrone. Because I only went to Syracuse, and I'm not claiming Syracuse provides you the greatest grammatical education on the planet. But the guy that Sean O'Malley is fighting, his name is interesting to me. All right? So his first name is Song.
Okay, well that's
S-O-N-G, but it's pronounced Song, not Song.
That seems like a normal Asian name. It feels like
from the Far East, right?
Yeah.
So Song, I want to be clear, it's not Song.
Yeah.
It's Song.
Okay.
His middle name is Yer. Okay, whatever that's fine. You are. Yeah,
his
Yer.
middle name is Yer.
Yer.
So,
Yeah.
Song.
Yer.
Yer. Okay.
Song. Yer.
Okay.
No problem with those so far, right?
None at all.
The last name that was concerning to me, if I were the play-by-play guy for UFC, his last name is dong.
Hold on. That can't be.
Yeah.
That can't possibly be correct. No, I'm looking. No. There's no way.
If you say his name completely, it's song your dong. Now
I'm checking this. Now,
have
hold
you
on.
ever
I'm
song
checking
your
this.
dong?
No, never.
You never
Okay,
did?
you got to take care of it.
You never did?
Got to protect it. No. He doesn't have a middle name.
Song your dong.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, now coming into the octagon from Taiwan, Song your gong.
I looked this up now. I'm looking it up to try to be. He's from China. He's Chinese.
So let me do that again. Ladies and gentlemen, now coming into the octagon from China, weighing in at 168 pounds, Song your dong. Same thing.
Well, he has no middle name.
Yeah, it's Yura.
Now, I am going to spell his last name.
Yura?
It's Y-A-D-O-N-G.
It's pronounced dong.
Right.
Yadong.
Y-A part of
Yadong.
it. Yeah, that's his last.
Song Yadong.
Yeah, it's Song Yadong. Yeah.
That sounds like they have a bad Chinese porno to me. Hey, what are you guys watching over there in the corner? Oh, it's just another episode of Song Your Dong. Yeah.
Oh my God, another episode. Like, how many of those did they make?
Dude, I once went to the puppetry of the penis. This is the Chinese version of that.
Now, I remember you talking about that. Is that a real thing?
Yes. By the way, Ethan and his wife are going to see it on Broadway tonight.
Tonight? It's on Broadway?
Yeah, they're going to see Song Your Dong.
Oh, Song
Yeah,
Your
the
Dong.
Chinese version of puppetry of the penis.
Now here's a question, though.
Yeah.
His nickname.
Yeah. Oh, I know his nickname. Come on. His nickname is Footlong.
His nickname is the Kung Fu Kid. It's kind of like this.
That's
all right?
racist.
This is the thing. This is his nickname.
Oh, it's his own nickname?
It's his own nickname.
Okay, so he gave himself the name the Kung Fu Kid?
His camp did whatever.
All right.
This is the
Hong
tough
Kong
spot.
Fooey?
Now imagine.
Yeah.
Let's say in the 90s you lived in England.
Yes.
And you had named your kid OJ.
Okay.
And then you come over to America.
Yeah.
And it's not, you notice there's not, OJ used to be semi-popular.
Yeah.
You don't see many OJs anymore.
This is convoluted,
okay?
but
Because you're coming across.
I want to see you land this plane.
Now, Song Yadong in China, no big deal.
No?
But now he fights in America. No, because I don't think
You think there's a lot of dongs in China?
Yes.
And a lot of songs?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
That's a normal ass name in
Isn't
China.
it?
Yeah.
It's like Johnson here?
Yes.
Or Smith?
Yes.
Or Cohen?
Right. But Johnson also has a euphemism. Here. Wouldn't have a euphemism overseas.
You don't think they make fun of his name in China?
Of course not.
They know what that name stands for.
No, they don't.
You don't think so?
I know they don't.
Well, then why do we call it a dong?
Why do we call it that?
Yeah.
I don't know why we decided to call
it that.
No, we did that.
We stole it from them.
Or do you think that the Chinese food you get at the place is from China?
Yes.
No.
You don't think General Tso's has a chicken in China?
Hell no.
You don't think... So in other words, you don't think General Tso is like the KFC of China?
It's not.
I think it might be.
No, it's not. It has to do with our unsophisticated palate.
You don't think China serves Kung Pao chicken at the local Chinese restaurant?
Of course not. You go there, they're going to look at you like you're crazy and ask you to leave or make you leave.
Well, then there's no reason to go to China.
Yes, I mean, if you wanted to go there, that's all you're going there for.
I want to go there to eat Chinese food.
That's the only reason?
Pretty much.
You don't care about the Great Wall?
That seems like a pain in the ass to walk.
You don't walk the whole thing. You can't. You do your whole trip.
Well, then I guess I'd go see the Great Wall of China. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
The point I'm making
Are
is...
you telling me they don't eat sushi in Japan?
I didn't say
They
that.
don't eat pasta in Italy?
I didn't say that.
But you said they don't eat Chinese food in China.
Right, because here's the difference.
Yeah.
Our terrible palates.
Mugu Gai Pan?
Man, see, you're not even allowed to say that over there.
You're telling me if I went to a random neighborhood in China...
That's right.
I might bump into a lot of guys' names that are either Song or Dong.
Yes. Tons of them.
That's a new one on me.
But you won't run into any General Tso's. There's no Tso.
He was the most famous Chinese general of all time since Genghis Khan.
Yeah, sure he was. There's
He was.
Tons of them, yeah. Now, what are we doing here?
Why do you think they honored him by naming the most popular dish after him?
Okay.
He was a warrior. Yes.
Okay, so we have our revolution here in America, right?
We did have one, yes.
And we know George Washington was the head of the army.
Well,
he was.
not really.
He was.
He lost more battles than he won. But
he was the general. And also, crossing the Delaware in the cold, not that big a deal.
No.
You can skip a damn rock across the Delaware.
Matter of fact, Tyrone and I, years ago, went to the crossing, and it took us about 10 seconds to walk right across.
Right across. Not a big deal.
And that was summertime when the water was running.
Right, just right through.
It's the most overstated thing of all time.
Yeah.
And you got G-Dub, by the way. Love G-Dub. G-Dub standing on the back of the boat like he's doing something. Posing like,
meanwhile,
land ahoy. No joke, it's 10 feet.
10 feet. And there's a guy in another boat painting him. Stay still, guys, as he gets the paint. And George is posing for selfies from the painter. The point is, though, we don't have any Washington sandwiches.
That's a very good point.
Why would they actually honor him with chicken for real?
I don't know.
See, this is the
problem. I got no idea.
By
the way, the more I think about it, there's no Lincoln Burger.
Nope.
There's no Washington Burger.
You can't get near Franklin.
There's no Robert E. Lee Burger.
No.
If you were with the South at the time.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing.
There's no... Well, he was a general, right? He was a general.
Yeah.
There's no Patton Burger.
Nope.
You might be onto something.
Is there a Roosevelt sandwich for Teddy?
I don't think there is.
I can't find. I'm looking all over for a Roosevelt sandwich. Can't find it.
Huh? That's a very. You know what?
See,
you might be onto something.
See, so that's how
I never
it
had a
goes.
Susan B. Anthony pancake.
Never once.
Right.
Right.
Very good
Suffrage.
point.
They don't do anything for that. They don't do
No.
anything for suffrage.
We do nothing to honor our past with food.
No, but
That's
meanwhile,
right. But to be fair, we did honor the Colonel. We got that KFC.
We got that KFC. now listen.
We don't mess around with the Colonel.
Yeah. Be careful with that. With the biscuits there, quite dry. But the rest of it, go crazy. But be careful with those biscuits. Quite dry.
So in any event, that's happening tonight. I mean tomorrow night. Pardon me. Sung Dung Wong, as far as Song Your Dung. I can't. I don't know how to do it, man.
Your dog. Song your dog. Now, in all seriousness, I have one sports question about this.
Yeah.
Fans were generally, that didn't illegally stream, because a lot of people did, were very unhappy with the ESPN situation, and UFC has not made a star in a long time. Does having more accessibility, do you think they're able to make stars? Because the UFC's, they're doing great business, but they're not selling the merch and doing the things because they have not made a Ronda Rousey or McGregor in a while.
McGregor, Diaz, obviously John Jones, Chael Sonnen, GSP.
Right. And Rousey was absolutely a part of that as a star, and they did buku numbers.
No, you're right.
Their numbers have dropped, and fan interest has dropped. Does the Paramount deal and CBS being a part of it increase the deal?
I think they need to get a guy with a great personality. Or a guy who's just like the greatest knockout artist of his generation. Paddy the Baddy has the personality.
He does, but does he win enough?
So he's got the best chance, I think, of becoming the next big star. But even that 250th at the White House, they're talking about bringing McGregor back. Because he's still the biggest name in the sport. So, anyhow, we'll get to football, I promise, coming up right after this.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Aaron Rodgers' season and maybe career comes to an end. But I want to start by saying this. We always go to the losing team, it feels like, first sometimes. And I know we're going to spend a lot of time on Pittsburgh. But I think Houston's live, right, man? Like, I mean, if they're going to play that kind of defense next week, they're going to beat New England too.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different, if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. So this has been an interesting 48-hour period for New York sports fans, right? Obviously, you get John Harbaugh, everybody goes crazy. Giants are now going to be Super Bowl contenders in a couple years, blah, blah, blah. And then the New York Mets lose out on Kyle Tucker last night. Met fans are all pissed off, and they're all up in arms. And now there's this story, if I may, okay? And it's interesting. John Harbaugh has not yet signed his contract with the New York Giants. Now, everyone thinks it's a done deal, and obviously, these types of contracts do require lawyers, and lawyers have to review, lots of pieces of paper, and lawyers have to, let you know that they're worth the money you're paying them. So they take their sweet ass time reviewing and redlining and then changing in talks. So I don't think you should panic just yet.
Billable hours.
But Giant fans, on the heels of the Yankees and Mets not getting anybody this offseason or anyone of note, and Kyle Tucker kind of shunning the Mets offer of 4 years, $20 million, whatever it was. I guess 4 times 55 is 220.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the offer they made, and losing him out to the LA Dodgers. Giant fans are now getting a little uneasy. Do you think Giant fans today have a reason to be uneasy when they find the reality that the contract is not yet signed? And what we thought, at least Wednesday and yesterday being Thursday, that it was a done deal, and it is not yet signed.
Yes, because also ESPN's Giants writer Jordan Renan said that there was optimism that would get wrapped up today.
Yes.
And they'd be able to announce when the press conference is going to be.
Which is going to be next week.
Going to be next week.
And don't forget, Monday's Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Right, so
it'll not be Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Not every company acknowledges the holiday, but for most companies, it is a federal holiday. So it's not going to happen on Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the idea would be that the Giants have a press conference to introduce him, but not signed yet.
And here's the other part. There are still a lot of Giants fans who question the competence of the ownership and the GM. And I know you talked about that on the radio yesterday about how maybe fans misread the GM. If you think they're incompetent, they can mess this up. Because once the guy's on board, you now have to mess it up because the money had to be worked out in principle. They have allegedly, I shouldn't say allegedly, they took him around to different neighborhoods to find his home. They did all of that. Check. This should be done. If it's not done by the end of your radio show today, there should be panic.
Yeah, so now, and there is history. February 6, 2018, the Colts actually announced that Josh McDaniels was their new head coach. Never took the job. That night, he had a change of heart and decided to stay in New England. You might remember, quite famously here in New York, Bill Belichick accepted the job to be the Jets head coach and then resigned on a cocktail napkin. So it's happened twice that we're aware of. Maybe it's the third time that I'm unaware of, where a team thought they had their head coach, done deal, and then for whatever the reason is, change of heart, and took a different job. If that happened, and let me just look, this is not a clickbait thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I think John Harbaugh is the next head coach of the New York Giants. But man, I'm here for the smoke if he doesn't. I'm here for the panic if somehow, some way, whatever legalese or a sentence in a contract is questionable or arguable or up for debate, if that prevents this from happening. And again, he is going to be the Giants head coach. But let's play the butt game. Could you imagine if it went south and we get to 6 o'clock tonight and John Harbaugh's deal is not yet signed? I'm telling you, at that point, Giant fans are going to go apoplectic, even if it got signed the next morning.
Yeah,
absolutely. Or if he wakes up Monday or Tuesday. Because although it's a holiday, deals will get done on Monday.
Yeah, of course.
That would drive the Giant fan base nuts.
It would. And
rightfully so.
And they'd have every right to be upset about that because why are you messing around? What are you doing? Why didn't you get this thing done? He agreed in principle, get it on paper. I will say this, though. we talk about that building in general and how really since that building's been built, how Giants and Jets fans have basically gotten nothing. Would this finally be the last straw for some Giants fans?
Yes, 100%.
Where, all right, I've been a fan
100%.
going back before LT, but enough is enough now.
Yes.
I can't do this anymore if they mess this up.
Yeah, because don't forget, a lot of the reaction, and I question it even with my co-host on radio, Chris McMonagle down on the Fan, was, what a great job John Mara did, who's obviously not well. He's battling cancer, and obviously everyone feels from on a personal level. Of course. You do have to kind of separate personal from your role as the owner and steward of a football franchise that means so much to so many people. But I think the feeling was, let's give John Mara credit. He got this done. Right? Even though he's ill, he got this done, and he deserves credit for getting it done. I'm good for that.
I agree with that.
That doesn't make him a good owner. He's been a lousy owner for the last dozen years.
He's a bad owner, did something well, and maybe he's turning it around.
Yes, but I would tell you this, that because the New York Giants have had the worst 12 years in their franchise's history. The only other decade of Giant football that was close was the 1970s when everybody fled the team because they were an embarrassing joke in the NFL. This year was close. People flying biplanes over the stadium, sell the team, fire Daboll, fire Shane. That happened this year. If something went south, and let's even say it was not the Giants' fault. The Giants did everything right, and John Harbaugh just said, you know what, I don't want New York, or Tennessee's more appealing, or I'm going to take a year off, whatever.
Family thing, whatever
did
it might
nothing
be.
wrong.
Right.
There will be a decent percentage of Giant fans that say, the whole thing, and turn their back on the franchise, maybe forever.
Yeah.
This would be the straw that broke the camel's back.
And I think that would be the right thing. And I feel for Giants fans in this way. I feel like I'm not a fan of the team, obviously. I'm an Eagles fan, but I think the fan base has been very patient to me, and I think they've been loyal and good fans. They're not like those Dallas fans where they're just picking their front runners. Giants fans have been loyal. This can't happen.
I agree. And supposedly the thing that's preventing it, there's no extra demands he's making. This is about language.
Well, then get it done.
That's all this is about. Two lawyers saying, I don't like the language. I don't like the language. And that's what, by the way, I'm not even sure it's a battle. I just know that it's a language thing right now, not a demand thing. The Giants have said yes to everything. $20 million, $10 million for your coaching
final
staff.
Say.
You get final say.
Yeah.
You're in charge of personnel. All that stuff, good. But it's not done yet. And most of these contracts are what they call boilerplate. Like the contract is already written. You're basically filling in the blanks like you're answering a multiple, like a test in 5th grade. This is not a difficult contract to sign. But apparently for the Giants and Harbaugh, right now it is. Panic. Uh-oh.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
New York Giants. They fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. Now, they did that during the season. Harbaugh is the favorite by a wide margin. Looking at Kalshi right now, Joe, 56% chance. 56 that he's the coach. The guy behind him is Kevin Stefanski at 25%. Is this look like it's just a Harbaugh spot? And if not, why is Harbaugh waiting until Monday? Does he want to see if something else opens up? But it looks like he's the heavy favorite and probably will get the job.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court. Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back to the Craig Carton Show. It's that time of the day where we go over the NFL games and give our picks. But I just wanted to tell you a quick story. I've had a tough 24 hours when it comes to my relationship with food.
What happened?
Last night I got invited to a dinner with some friends at this bougie, pretentious, douchey place called Beef Bar. Kind of place where I'm looking at the menu right now. $22 for fried corn.
For corn?
Corn. Yeah, fried corn kernels for $22. The hamburger is $45.
For a hamburger?
For a hamburger.
Not cheeseburger.
By the way, if you want steak sauce with your hamburger, $12 for the sauce.
For sauce?
Yeah, pretentious douchey.
$12 for sauce?
I'm looking at the thing.
I paid $12
So I
for
go in. I'm 10 minutes late because I'm working.
Yeah.
And I meet my friends for dinner there and some drinks.
Well, that's nice.
They wouldn't let me in.
They wouldn't let you in?
Because they said I had a hood on.
It was cold last night.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was cold.
freezing
I'm
last
bald.
night.
So
Yeah.
they said no hood, no service. So I banned Beef Bar for life. If you go to Beef Bar, you're a douche. All right? I would never, ever give that place my money. $22 for fried corn, you sons of bitches.
I mean,
And then the
they
guy
feel
goes,
comfortable doing
the guy
it?
goes, the Gestapo host goes, well, if you want, we can, we'll code check your sweatshirt. I go, would you rather I walk through your restaurant in a wife beater, you dummy?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you can't go in. I go, how about this? I'll leave my jacket on. I'll go and I'll just say hello to my friends.
Right, so your coat that
and
you
then
have
I'll
on-
walk out.
Okay.
I won't sit for dinner. I won't have a drink. I'll just say hi to the people that made a reservation for me to have dinner with at your douchey, pretentious, ugly, old establishment.
Right.
And he goes, no, you won't. Yeah, so I banned that place for life. $22 for fried corn. Oh, by the way, you want some bolognese?
Yeah.
$58.
$58?
$58.
For that don't even have nothing to be.
Yeah.
That's just the noodles.
I'm not sure why I wanted to eat
and
there
the sauce.
anyway.
Well, you didn't pick it.
I didn't pick the
You
restaurant.
didn't pick it.
I would never pick that restaurant.
I mean, that
By the
means they
way,
got some action happening. If
about
I'm
this?
paying that much, I'm going to be...
How about this? You want a 10-ounce filet?
Well, that
It's not
seems
an
like
average
a good-
size filet.
Yeah.
10-ounce filet in a great American steakhouse these days is about $45.
That sounds about
Give
right.
or take, right?
Uh-huh.
$75.
$75?
$75.
Come on, man.
So I'm glad you kicked me out and didn't let me eat there. I don't want to give you my hard-earned money.
Yeah.
And then, after that wasn't enough, I didn't eat dinner last night.
All right, he's off camera, but he's coming
One
back,
of our
people. Don't you worry.
producers had his wedding menu tasting last night.
That's
He's
right.
getting married in next year.
A
And
few
he
months, I
goes,
think.
I had some leftovers. Leftovers.
Well,
He has some leftovers.
from the
He
taste.
brought me cold rigatoni and one ravioli.
Well,
Thanks for your leftovers.
now, I will say, I ate one of the raviolis.
You would eat a leftover ravioli.
I wanted to see
Yeah.
if it's any good.
Yeah, you know, if he did good. Ugh, disgusting. Time now for our NFL picks.
Okay.
All right, I've never been denied service in a restaurant in my life.
Well, I have,
And-
but for other reasons.
Yeah, I got you.
Place closed.
I got you. And I'm like, it's cold outside. Yes, I have a hood on. It's not like I was wearing a tank top, right?
Right.
No, you can't eat here. I don't want to eat there. I'll never eat at the Beef Bar. They got 100 locations worldwide. You can't eat here. And then I said to the guy, some schlep walked out of the restaurant
Yeah.
who was eating there.
Yeah.
I looked at his shoes. I go, man, you won't let me in with a nice sweatshirt on, right?
Yeah.
And you let that bum walk in here with banged up New Balance sneakers
See,
on.
dirty shoes?
Shame on you.
Dirty shoes?
Dirty shoe.
And you know he wasn't from New York
Dirty
because they don't
shoe.
walk around with them dirty.
All right,
in
here
New
we
York.
go.
Yeah.
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
Bills and Broncos, Saturday, 4:30 CBS. Says here Broncos favored by 1.5.
Yes, I like the Bills plus the 1.5 there. I will say, though, that line has moved 3 points.
Oh, is that
but
right? Bills were favored, huh?
Bills were minus 1.5. Now they're plus 1.5. I still don't trust the Broncos. I'm going with the Bills.
All right, it's 8 o'clock game on Fox. Darnold, of course, with the strained oblique, he's going to play. San Francisco coming off their big win against the Eagles. Seahawks favored by 7.5. It's the 1 versus the 6.
Yes, it's bound to 7. I'm seeing that the half a point, but That's what I was saying all day. I'm going to hold my nose, go with Seattle minus the 7.
Wow. All right, so winning by more than a touchdown against the banged-up San Francisco 49ers.
That's right.
Sunday, 3 o'clock, ABC, ESPN. You got the Houston Texans off their beatdown of the Steelers, best defense in football, on the road against the 2-seed New England Patriots. Patriots 3-point favorites.
Yes. I have the Patriots minus the 3 versus the Texans. C.J. Stroud's really struggling. Also, a guy on the train this morning made me mad, so now I'm doubling down. Patriots minus the 3 at home.
Wow. Okay. Look, I have the Texans in the Super Bowl, so you know how I feel about that game. Mm-hmm. And then NBC Sunday night, 6:30. Perfect time. I can watch the entire game. Rams at the Bears, and somewhat surprising, after the Bears beat the Packers, Rams favored by 3.5.
Yeah, I like the Rams. Minus 3.5 at the Bears. I know the weather's going to be crazy, but they played against the Eagles well in cold weather just last year.
Yep.
I think they get it done. Also, the Bears are not playing 4 quarters of football. You have to play 4 quarters to beat the Rams.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, the Rams, the Packers were favored last week in Chicago also.
Yep.
So the Bears back-to-back weeks at home are underdogs. I like the Rams too. I obviously have them in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. If you're going to wager wisely, and we appreciate you watching our show. We'll do this again Monday morning. We're here for the holiday. It's a football Monday.